on Minecraft. My world. Got Taylor's house. My house. And I forgot about the mobs. I ain't played Minecraft in a long time. Got to be at school. I was sick last night. It's just thought I'd hop on because I haven't been on this world in ages. For this second. Sparky. Stable that I was building. Got a little of this land here. Oh, fuck people. There we go. Yeah, just gotta to do this stuff. I just hop on because I ain't been on this world in a very long time. I've got no stamina, I just realised. I've got 3 pieces of chicken, that's literally it. Yeah, that's what I've got on me right now. So, I'm gonna be honest, obviously, once we beat the End Dragon, a few months back, we just went in creative. That's how we built our houses and stuff, I'll be honest. That's why I have 24 fucking thousand levels. Yeah, so I made, when the Armatrons came out, I made the different armors. So I made the Transformers armor, this is the Bumblebee one, and the Optimus one. They ain't got a name tag for some reason. Then we got Cursed Neverite. Oh, you're not going after me now? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, Cursed Neverite, and then the Blood armor, which I've actually got set here. Just because I wanted to troll one of my friends with it, Riley, but he never comes on anymore. Still nothing in the chest. I mean, we were finally able to get banners on the shield in Bedrock. So I did that, made my skull, like skull and crossbones. But no, actually, and shulker boxes with different types of ores and stuff. And then pick step, which in my opinion is the best. Use this. Oh yeah, this. Might as well talk about this. Obviously, this is where I put my horse. I'm also gonna get rid of this when that stable over there's done. I wanted to try and rebuild Technoblade's house. Because, I don't know. I was watching some videos about Technoblade earlier. Well, this. Basically, I made a prison. This is kinda fucked up. But, yeah. It's kinda fucked up. And then obviously, the cells are about the exact same on each side. Just reversed. Basically, I was going for the vibe that if there was ever a war or something to start, I'm here. The server, one of us gets locked up in this cell. There's a key. I should have a book about it actually. I think I made a book about a key being in cell 1 in case me or Taylor ever got locked in there, or whoever was on my side. I don't know where that book is though. I might have destroyed it. Is this in here? No. I've got a load of enchantment books though. Yeah, it looks like I don't have it now. I don't know. No, that's my old house. No, I'm gonna go visit it, because I remember I did make a... Actually, just... It's actually OP, like a Riptide Trident and Elytra is actually so OP. Oh fuck. There we go. Dead cooked bunch of animals. Enchantment room, trophy room. Oh yeah, trophy room. And then what? Went to the find the end ship. Torch used to get the egg. Kill the Ender Dragon. That one, I don't remember what it was for. Iron ingot from a zombie. Ingot from drowned. Found the Nether Fortress. Helmet from Skeleton Horse Shark. And the pink sheep that we found. Like when we first started this world. Well, when we first got here and built our houses, we found the pink sheep. It's good. Oh yeah, I don't know what I was doing down here. Was that we got the happy room? I wanted to make replicas, so that one was just for jokes. And then these ones. Actually, I wanted to make replicas of like the actual, like the overworld and stuff. That's what I wanted to do. But obviously I put that, I did the fucking, the sheep thing, like way before I built everything else. So yeah, that's obviously the overworld. This is meant to be the end. I'm just gonna go to game mode. Oh yeah, the Trigger bookshelf. Honestly though, spruce is actually a superior wood. Can't tell me otherwise. And this one's gonna be vanilla. This will be a seizure one, and I'm probably just gonna get rid of it because it was mainly just as a joke. It was meant to be a joke anyway, so. Taking it in. Really hoped we played this world more. Yeah. So it's 4x4, that's what I built. This is just not. Yes. I'm off because I was sick last night. But, this is that one, this one, yeah. Sorry, I'm not talking much and I'm not being very loud when I'm talking, but that's because just obviously, like I said, I wish I could actually play this more with Taylor and Riley. I'm doing this. I need to build this.
At number 5, we have Lithium, where an alien struggles to beam up a human to the UFO successfully. He finally manages to do so, but ends up dropping him, causing his instructor to save the human at the last second. He lets Stu fly back only for him to mess up and leave a huge crater around the human house. At number 4, we have For the Birds, where a group of birds sitting on a power line try to get rid of the shoe bill, only for their plan to backfire and end up featherless themselves. At number 3, we have Piper, a baby sandpiper whose fear of waves prevents her from hunting. Not only does she overcome her fear with the help of this cute crab, but hunts enough bivalves to feed her entire flock. At number 2, we have Presto, which is a magician who has his act sabotaged by his rabbit Alec after forgetting to feed him. In the end, the audience interprets the sabotage as part of the act, and Alec earns second billing on the show's poster. At number 1 is Bao, where a lonely old Chinese woman raises the sentient Bao bun as her child, giving her another chance at motherhood. As the Bao grows, he becomes more independent, and in an act of desperation to keep the Bao with her, the woman eats it. But don't worry, the Bao turns out to be a representation of the woman's real son. The 5 best Pixar shorts of all.
You laugh, you lose. That sounds annoying. So, what's the name under for you? I'll just check my bio. A for Alex. A? How do you say?
Fire ambulance? What?
Jason, is this true? What? How?
All I'm saying is don't give me attitude.
You broke the one rule.
5 ancient YouTube relics. In the past, when your video was buffering on YouTube, you could press the left key on your keyboard and play a game of Snake. It was fun too, if you were good at it, but that's just number 1, so let's keep going. Up next is the Harlem Shake. In the past, when you searched this, a song would play and the results would dance around each the song. But for number 3, you could play a game of Missile Control by typing 1980 on your keyboard while watching the video. There are so many fun games on the YouTube platform. But for number 4, if you wanted to make YouTube look retro, you could type in /GeekWeek into the search bar and your results would look like this. And finally, last but not least, we have the Force. You used to be able to search use the Force Luke and it would give the screen a wavy effect and allow you to move the videos around the screen with the Force. And by Force, I mean your mouse. But did I miss any? Let me know down below. 5 ancient YouTube relics. In the past, when your video was buffering on YouTube, you could...
Their dad is one of the 1966 Corvette Stingray ever since it came out when he was young. But his entire life, he's never been able to get one for himself. And on this day, his kids took him on a road trip, not knowing at all that they were about to surprise him by picking up his dream car.
Get out. Go look at it.
And as he walked up, he seen the for sale sign saying that this was his birthday present.
Yeah, but not move that one now.
He was looking at it, breaking down in tears, realizing the children he raised made sure it was Their dad is one of the 1966 Corvette Stingray ever since it came out when he was young. But his entire life, he's never been able to get one for himself. And on this day, his kids took him on a road trip, not knowing at all that they were about to surprise him by picking up his dream car.
Get out. Go look at it.
And as he walked up, he seen the for sale sign saying,
This cop found a missing boy because he plays video games. One Saturday night, a 911 call was made reporting a missing boy. Gary Strieber was the officer assigned, so he drove to the house to look for clues. When he was looking in the boy's bedroom, he found a laptop that was left open. He also saw that Discord was left open on it, and if you don't know what that is, it's an app that lets you voice chat and text while playing video games with other people. Luckily, the officer had been playing video games since he was just a little boy, and he uses Discord when he's not at work. He decided to open his personal Discord and send a friend request to the missing boy. He figured that if the boy had the Discord app downloaded on his phone, he could trick him into answering. He also noticed that the boy had just been texting with other people on Discord, and within a few minutes, he responded. The man said right away that he was an officer, but the boy didn't believe it since he was using Discord. But then he explained that he's just a normal guy who likes to play video games when he's not at work. He didn't hear back from the boy, so he thought his plan had failed, but then he responded. He said, "Okay, I'll take your word for it and come back home." About an hour later, he returned back home and he wasn't hurt. This cop found a missing
Actors who were never the same after their role. In the movie The Dark Knight, Heath Ledger played the iconic Joker, which ultimately led to his death. In preparation for the role, he locked himself in a hotel room for 6 weeks straight and created a Joker diary filled with disturbing images to help him get inside the psychopath. Playing the Joker was an exhausting experience, and that he only slept 2 hours a night. So he started taking sleeping pills, and one night, due to a fatal mixture of sleeping pills and painkillers, he passed away in his sleep. Next, Bill Skarsgård was never the same after he played Pennywise the terrifying clown in the movie It. Skarsgård said he was haunted by the killer clown months after filming was finished. He said he was at home when he started having very strange and vivid Pennywise nightmares. Skarsgård said, quote, "Every night he came and visited." Actors who were never the same after their role. In the movie,
Did you notice these 5 things in Scoob? At number 5, you can spot a silhouette portrait of Fred and Wilma from the Flintstones on the wall of the haunted house. At number 4, Shaggy walks past a Casey's Creation stall, a reference to Casey Kasem, the original voice actor of Shaggy from the 1969 Scooby-Doo TV show. Later on, the Falcon Fury flies to Messick Mountain, which is named after Don Messick, the original voice actor of Scooby-Doo. At number 3, in the final scene, the logo on the back of Velma's laptop is a Q, which is the symbol of Quest Labs from Johnny Quest. Dr. Quest and Quest Labs also later appear during the end credits. At number 2, one of the arcade games that Shaggy and Scooby used to barricade the door, has a decal of Hong Kong Phooey. At number 1, Scooby is first seen in the flashback stealing from Alexander's great gyros. It is later revealed that he is a descendant of Alexander the Great's dog. It is also shown that the cabinet has been open since 1980.
It does look good, I like that.
They used to be small, round, and even look like an egg. They only used to be used for medicine, but after selective breeding, we have the egg shapes that we have today. Next, you're probably wondering what this is. Well, it's a cucumber, and they used to be toxic and spiky. They also had 4 large seeds inside of them, and it was said that they were so toxic they could kill you. Now, this will blow your mind. The wild banana used to be hard and full of seeds. And over time, they changed into the banana we all know as today. Moving on, strawberries used to be a lot smaller and even tasted better. But then a French spy brought Chilean strawberries into Europe. They were then mixed together, giving us the strawberry we have today. Finally, the watermelon used to have 6 pie-shaped pieces and was very bitter. But would you eat this? This is what fruit originally looked like. Quite personally, this is what an eggplant used to look like. They used to be small, round, and even looked like... Well, I didn't see that coming. Part 3. Firstly, in 1994, 26-year-old Anna Smith...
I know it ain't a real thing, but I'm gonna build the A4.
Half of his $1.6 billion fortune. Well, unfortunately, Howard died just months later, and Anna Smith ended up with nothing. Next, in 2013, a man in Australia set up a ghost-catching camera after hearing unusual noises inside his house. Well, he ended up not catching any ghosts, but his girlfriend doing the dirty with his own son. Finally, in 2016, a man who was on the run from the police thought his mugshot looked so terrible, he sent the police a selfie and told them to replace it. Well, they then posted this picture, and it became a viral sensation, and he was shortly caught. Well, I didn't... Alright, y'all, so my exam grade just got put in, and we're gonna see what I got together. Keep in mind, I studied for this exam for about a month, so let's see if all the hard work I put in was really worth it.
Oh, I swear, if I get a bad grade, I'm gonna be so mad. I studied so long to do it. Deep breath. Here we go!
I got a 73. 1 month. 70%. Alright, y'all, so my exam grade just got put in, and we're gonna see what I got together. Keep in mind, I studied for this exam for about a month, so let's see if all the hard work I put in was really worth it.
This is Harry Dick, and he's really tired of people stealing his road sign named after him. Harry Dick's real name is John Henry Dick, but he's always gone by his nickname Harry his whole life. And he's lived on this property in Ottawa for nearly 5 generations, 3 houses on the end of a gravel road. For a couple decades, the road was unnamed, but sometime in the late 80s, surface workers put up a road sign and decided to name it after the person that lived there, Harry Dick Road. Nobody even asked them what they wanted the road to be named, and ever since then, the sign gets stolen at least 4 times a year, and Harry Dick and the Dick family are over it. The city eventually made the decision to just rename the street, and this was done without even consulting the residents, which poses another problem. They'll have to change everything possible: ID cards, mailing addresses, health insurance. The Dick family and other residents on the street say they prefer the sign being stolen than having to deal with the hassle of changing everything. And at the last report, the name change is currently on hold, so there is no news whether Harry Dick Road is going to be staying or not. This is Harry Dick, and he's really tired of people stealing his road sign named after him. Harry Dick's real name is John Henry Dick.
No. What can I do for you? I promise you wouldn't believe if they weren't caught on camera. When these local workers got a call that a dog fell into a canal, one of them had the idea to be lowered into the water and wait to make a perfectly timed rescue. A group of 4 hikers crossed a suspension bridge in New Zealand that's meant to support up to 10 people. But halfway across, the bridge buckles, and 3 of the 4 hikers fall into the water below. Luckily, all of them were uninjured. This dashcam footage captures a truck driver in Saudi Arabia who forgot to lower the truck bed and crashes into a highway sign.
I'm just gonna do these as clouds.
Captures the moment a riverboat casino starts to sink. And finally, a couple of teens were hanging in a park when they film a hot air balloon attempting to land nearby. But when the balloon misses its target, it ends up colliding with some telephone wires. Holy 5 moments you wouldn't believe if they weren't caught on camera. These local workers got a call.
Here are some memes that are banned in other countries. I mentioned this one before, but Winnie the Pooh memes, like this gift that I use regularly, are banned in China because the Chinese president often gets compared to Winnie the Pooh visually. The funny thing is banning that is only going to make people make fun of the Pooh. So, kind of counterproductive. The Pooh with jelly, which is basically where people Photoshop Vladimir Putin as jelly, is banned in Russia because Putin does not like being told the proof is in the pudding. That was actually funny. The distracted boyfriend meme, so this meme, is banned in Sweden because it is deemed sexist. Oh my god. It's funny because my videos are watched in these countries, so I don't know. Am I illegal? But here are some memes that are banned in other countries. I mentioned this one before, but Winnie the Pooh memes, like this gift that I use regularly, are banned in China because the Chinese we done the where? Matamoros. Why? Because Matamoros is in Mexico? And Mexicans are farmers? Mexicans are farmers or what? That's fucking crazy. You saying Mexicans are dirty wetbacks? That's fucking crazy, George.
These parents sued their daughter for the most absurd reason. Last year, a couple from China decided to sue their daughter that they had abandoned 30 years before because she refused to buy their son an apartment. See, in 1995, when John was just 2 years old, her parents, for some reason, decided that they couldn't raise her anymore, so they put her in her aunt's care. Over the course of the next 27 years, her parents
Right, honestly, that's done for today. I'm done whenever. Need it for I don't know how to do. Yeah, Taylor was building, or he started to build a mob grinder. I think he finished it actually. I think this is finished.
They demanded that John also buy an apartment for their beloved son, John's biological brother, who was also financially struggling. And when John obviously
No, I actually built myself a mob grinder before.
$72,000 in parental maintenance.
It's probably been Taylor built.
VT's iconic mineral 89 serum.
So, Make-A-Wish is being canceled for ruining this kid's trip to Disneyland. The child, whose name is Noah, has chronic kidney disease and was granted a Make-A-Wish for him and his family sent to Disneyland. However, his mom came forward on TikTok and said that Make-A-Wish has not been accommodating at all and has nearly ruined Noah's entire experience. Noah's aunt, who was responsible for him, claims that the hotel was not clean, had multiple safety hazards, and he was not even offered a wheelchair during his stay.
Then they say, we're sorry, we're all booked up on reservations for wheelchairs, they're all reserved right now. So he has to go through the park with no wheelchair.
They also promised that they would make the family feel very welcome and were supposed to have all the characters greet Noah upon arrival. However, once again, according to Noah's aunt, none of this ever happened. Not to mention, on top of all of this, he was supposed to be granted on rides immediately due to his inability to wait in line.
Oh yeah,
However, they were
cool.
still forced to wait for up to 45 minutes every time they wanted to go on something. So as a result, hundreds of people rushed to Make-A-Wish's account and started scamming what about Noah on all of their recent posts. Make-A-Wish is being canceled for... Did you notice these 5 more things in Frozen 2? At number 5, as they begin their journey to the forest, you can spot Elsa's ice palace from the first movie in the...
This man was working as a chef on a ship. He was done with his shift and was using the bathroom when a big wave hits. And within seconds, the ship started to sink. A few minutes later, the ship was at the bottom of the ocean. Miraculously, Harrison O'Connor was still alive in a tiny air pocket in the ship's bathroom. He could hear his co-workers' screams turn into silence as they drowned. He could also hear the sounds of opportunistic sharks eating his friends as they smelled blood in the water. Harrison spent the next 72 hours in that air pocket in complete darkness. He was stuck in a room chest deep in freezing cold water and had no way to call for help. This entire time, there were divers searching for survivors. And as Harrison's air was running out, a diver found him, and this photo is from the diver's camera that he had strapped to his chest. Harrison ended up surviving and made a full recovery. That was 10 years ago. Now, Harrison works as a deep-sea diver. The water doesn't scare him. This warrior already survived the impossible. This man was working as a chef at Oroken_1999. Have you heard of this? No. Okay.
Also, I love Taylor's never bottle as well. Taylor really knows how to build and shit. He knows his way around Minecraft.
And she got like okay views, and then all of a sudden, her content changed. Okay, how can I go mainstream now, right? So she would do that IRL streaming in 2012. Oh, she's the first IRL streamer. She would hook her camera and into traffic with the
squad, like, you know the game Frogger? Yeah, like, she would do that for a crossy road. Oh my gosh, yeah. On one of her teams, she was just like, on the edge of her roof. Every and going in a chat. Good, because I'll donate like a bunch of money goes out. And obviously she didn't do it, right? And she disappeared for a bunch of time. And I don't know if Lance really bagged it, but in her streams while she was getting a lot of views, she was saying like, I'm really lonely. I'm lonely. To like, you know, Roro10_1999. Have you heard of it?
Strange mysteries that no one can solve. One night in Oakville, Washington, it started to rain. That night, two police officers were driving around. When it started to rain, he flicked the window wipers on, and that's when they realized it wasn't a normal storm. The wipers started smearing something all over the windshield to the point where they couldn't see anything, so they pulled over. They got out to check what was on the windshield, and when they touched it, they said it felt and looked like Jell-O. But they also noticed that it was falling from the sky onto the ground as well. Over the next 3 weeks, these Jell-O blobs fell from the sky another 5 times. After one of the storms, a lady found her mom on the ground nauseous and dizzy. But she's not the only person. A whole bunch of other people started getting a strange flu that lasted for 2 to 3 months. When the lady went to visit her mom one day, she got a sample of the Jell-O for the doctors to examine. After examining it, the doctor said that it contained bacteria that's usually found in a human digestive system. Some people think that their city was chosen for a military experiment. There's a bunch of other theories, but no one really knows what it was for sure. Strange mysteries that no one can solve. One night in Oakville, Washington,
Fun fact, in 2020, someone accidentally invaded the Czech Republic. It's important to keep in mind, most places invaded are visible, residents who go even if people can't walk, so people rarely know when they're crossing the border. In a country begin to close their borders to stop the spread of the coronavirus, the Polish border guards accidentally set up a blockade inside the Czech Republic. And it was a pretty easy system they knew in the past. The border blockade didn't appear, but since the border guards had never been forced to crossing before, they accidentally set up the blockade here. When Czech residents tried to visit the Polish road, they were turned away by the Polish border guards since the Polish border was closed. But the Turkeys in the Czech Republic, it's unclear how long the Polish border blockade was set up for, a few days, under a week, but once news reached Prague, the Polish border guards had panicked between the countries, a message was sent to Warsaw, and the blockade was immediately lifted on the road. The Polish defense ministry said the placement of the border post was a result of the cloud delivery. It was scheduled to be Fun fact, in 2020, someone accidentally invaded the Czech Republic.
it's dramatic. Store clerk snatches the infant from her mother's arms right before the mom collapses.
911 service, the emergency, quick, Dan, what's going on? The girls are still on the floor. I need help. I need an ambulance.
Rebecca Montana was behind the counter at a convenience store in Colorado. She sees that the mom has a lace look on her face, so she puts a protective hand on the baby while trying to get the mom's attention. But mom just stares off into space. Montana quickly grabs the baby girl, just as the mom falls backwards, resting her head on the ground.
I'm freaking out. Having time on my
Inside the Jessica Baby Annabelle, the store clerk.
It scared the daylights out of me. I felt bad. Yes.
Five funniest Bible moments in Family Guy. At number 5, we saw Joseph on his wedding night. At number 4, Peter was Noah and built the ark using his neighbor's house. At number 3, we have Moses separating the sea for his buddy. At number 2, we saw the theory of evolution as well as the Bible version. At number 1, we have Noah annoyed that the animals mixed together.
Did you name it? Oh, yeah? Well, it's going to be a hell of a lot harder for you now because he's going to board.
5 funniest Bible moments in Family Guy. At number 7,
I'm so waiting to be a million more.
In 1992, the Nickelodeon time capsule series in Orlando, Florida. Inside the capsule contains the songs and phrases and items that every single little boy in Nickelodeon will remember. But the only trouble is, we'll have to wait until April 30th, 2022 to see what's inside. Next, in 2017, explorers scientists buried a time capsule 13 feet into the ground in Norway. Inside the capsule contained things like human and rat DNA, a cell phone, a meteorite table, and 300 device car grade. However, it won't be open until another 500,000 years to let archaeologists understand how these work. Finally, in 2000, explorers made the National Millennium time capsule in the White House that was filled with important audio.
Remember, there are some small punishments around the world. First, if you piss off the wrong teacher, best case scenario, you get yelled at in front of the whole class on basketball, or they'll just back you because it's less effort. And in America, you might get sent to the principal's office. In Spain, you probably lose the value of a hard day's work by making you stay after hours like me. And in Canada, they might get you arrested and suspend you simply for saying there are some kids. It's a special punishment in India where they might make you right out for the first time and cause much emotional damage. And the worst they can really do is simply make you black. In Iran, earrings are important. Teachers might cut chunks off their hair too long. So the students end up having to go to the barber to get their haircut they report. Lastly, England, they might give you detention. And if you creepy, I need you really your teenage. They might feed you beans on toast for lunch every day. Here are some school punishments around the world. First, if you piss off the wrong teacher, best case scenario, you get yelled at in front of the whole class on basketball, or they'll just back you because it's less effort. And in America, you might get sent to the principal's office. In Spain, they teach some things the value of a hard day's work by making you stay after hours like me. And in Canada, they might get you arrested.
I might want to build statues of our skins, like that Cash and Nico thing, just because I think it would be cool to have statues of us. You know, I remember Taylor's skin. I don't know what this fucking is. How if I go back and change it? Swap out every single lot from my bricks. They're literally everywhere inside here. That's gonna be a problem.
Next time you're at Disneyland, head over to Jungle Cruise. Once you're on a boat, keep your eyes open. On the right-hand side, after you pass the elephants, you'll see this stamp. gorilla. If you look closely on the ground in front of the gorillas, you'll find a hidden bikini that's made out of a pan and two bowls. Next time you're at Disneyland, head over to the jungle cruise. Once you're on a boat, keep your eyes open. On the right-hand side, after you pass the elephants, you'll see a camp full of gorillas. If you look closely on the ground in front of the gorillas, you'll find a hidden bikini that's made out of a pan and two bowls. Next time you're at Disneyland, head over to jungle cruise. Once you're on a boat, keep your eyes open. On the right-hand side, after you pass the elephants, you'll see this camp full of gorillas. If you look closely on the ground in front of the gorillas, you'll find a hidden bikini that's made out of a pan and two bowls. Next time you're at Disneyland, head over to jungle cruise. And once you're on the
I'm looking at it out here.
but his wife died in a car accident months before the Olympics. Matthias Steiner was left with a very big choice. He could either live it or fulfill the promise to win. And he chose to keep on going. But at the Olympics, the first set was 520 pounds. He failed to win. The second set was even heavier at 540 pounds. And Matthias failed again. To win the Olympic gold medal,
Aunt May was shot instead of Uncle Ben. In this alternate reality, Peter reveals to Uncle Ben that he is Spider-Man before going out to find Aunt May's killer. Ben follows Peter to a warehouse where he watches in horror as Aunt May's killer, terrified of Spidey, falls out of a window and dies. Not wanting Peter to get in trouble, Uncle Ben takes the blame and gets arrested. Peter then gets bounced around foster homes where he comes to dinner. When J. Jonah Jameson starts slandering him in the Daily Bugle, he dangles him over the street and threatens to kill him. Peter eventually lands himself in duty for an unspecified crime. He quickly escapes becoming homeless and stealing food and other essentials. He still stops supervillains as Spider-Man, but upon seeing the Green Goblin kill innocent bystanders, he stops holding back and nearly kills him. Peter decides to break Uncle Ben out of prison. Of course, Uncle Ben refuses to leave, and Peter confides in him, telling him that he let the burglar that killed Aunt May run past him. Uncle Ben tells him he can't change the past, but he can change the future. Peter turns his life around. He graduates from high school honors, and when Uncle Ben is released from prison, he becomes this guy in the chair. What if Aunt May was shot instead of Uncle Ben? In this alternate,
No matter how old you are, Karen is going to try to take advantage of you. This 11-year-old boy lived in the same neighborhood as Karen, although I think she probably looked more like this. Well, this kid was looking to make some money by doing neighbors' chores and whatnot. So he talked to Karen, and they came to an agreement that for 1 week he would pick her weeds, water her plants, walk her dog, just things like that. Karen would pay him at the end of the week. Well, the kid did his job for a week, and when the end of the week came, the kid was expecting, not much, but at least a few dollars. But apparently Karen thought that giving him 3 packs of wafers would be payment enough. And as you can imagine, the kid was pretty upset. But he had an idea. Over the next few days, he went to his other neighbors' houses and asked them if he could remove the weeds off their lawn. And all he wanted was a few bucks in return, which they actually gave him. He took all the weeds from the neighbors' lawns, put them together, and with a few friends, he dumped all of them onto Karen's lawn. Penny? Yeah, worth it? Definitely. No matter how old you are, Karen is going to try to take advantage of you.
hey Siri, how do you say seal in French? Fuck. This is a cute baby fuck with this ugly motherfucker. Siri, how do you say thank you, Joel? Well, you're a little bit stressed.
So this family that's moving to a new basically a bunch of property developers and investors bought like a suburb.
And don't throw my son out. There has to be another way. Let's talk like gentlemen. There has to be another way. And then he says to my father, he goes, sir, are you stupid or something? He said, expelled from school. And then my dad looks at me. He goes, do me a favor, Chris, lock the door. And I was like, what? He goes, just lock the door. So I get up, I lock the door, and he goes, really offended. Word. He goes, call me. He goes, so now you have 2 options. He goes, the first option, just put my son back in school. Then easy, breezy, no problem there. I'll sign whatever forms you want. He goes back to school. He goes, the second option, you're going to come over there and we're going to break both of these tests. I will call 911 right now because I will give them my address, my social security number, whatever. He goes, I'd rather go to prison for the rest of my life to be back with my friends than to throw him out and he has to listen to his mother's fucking mouth for the rest of my life when he got expelled from school. And why does it go? It's further on the side. Okay, well, let's put him back to school. Don't throw my son out. There has to be another 5 awesome facts about Shrek. Number 1, all Starlight Smash Brothers have the original idea, but that's how audiences love their places so much. That's what protects Smash Mouth from Number 2, none of the actors or actresses have real life while recording, and John Lithgow was sad about never meeting anyone else. Number 3, Mike Myers originally didn't want to take the role since he was a movie religious Harlem, but grew up with tries the line because the director is frustrating. Number 5. Fiona's birth was put into the film because Cameron Diaz drank a lot of Coke and burped really loudly in between takes. 5 awesome facts. Number 1. Also,
I'm just gonna. Maybe start one of the statues. I was gonna start on my one since.
In 2007, a 304 in Wisconsin named Jordan Williams taking his bright red toy Mustang for a drive around his home, but he suddenly got bored and decided to start driving on the actual roads outside instead. With his 2-year-old friend in the passenger seat, Jordan first began driving through their neighborhood, but before long, this 3-year-old somehow managed to make his way over a bridge and then onto a busy highway. As the people driving by watched in shock, Jordan and his friend just casually chugged along in their ridiculously slow, tiny toy Mustang, seemingly unconcerned by the massive cars zooming by them. Extremely lucky, however, a police officer was quickly called to the scene and was able to pull the toddlers over and return them home before anything bad happened. According to witnesses, though, they had actually been driving really well and had even been following all of the traffic laws too, like stopping at red lights and stop signs. In the end, police decided not to press charges against him. However, since Jordan's dad had been panicking and frantically searching for him while he was gone, he took away Jordan's keys right after he got back home. This legendary 3-year-old drove his toy car on the highway.
not think it was possible, but people found a way to pay Carter Band and use this money to give people access to clean water. Yeah, famous YouTuber Mr. Beast just released a video where he built 100 wells in villages. You just witnessed a small village in Kenya get access to unlimited drinking water. One down, 99 more wells in Africa to go. They're gonna love this video. Of course, a lot of unproductive lazy individuals are hating on him. Oh, he uses these poor people as video like this and makes money off his video. Shut up. There are great individuals out there, but when someone busts their ass for the money they use that money to help other people live a better life, that's people. 3 ways to make your home a target for criminals. Number 1, old newspaper. Oh boy, time to leave my house for the next few days. Criminals know that you're not home. Newspapers are piling up. Criminals assume the more newspapers on the porch, the less likely to be home. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, looks like this is gone for 4 days. Just to be sure. Hello, anyone home? Number 2, the flyer. Some criminals put a flyer on the door to see if anyone's home. You might be noticing rather than stairs. Oh wow! Case? Oh yeah. Oh geez, more newspapers and flyers on the door. No one's home. Oh look. Brings us to number 3. Yes, funerals are sad. Also, no! The literary section of the newspapers where criminals go to check for vacant houses. Wait, I've been robbed! How could they have known? Really? 3 ways to make your home a target for criminals. Number 1, old newspaper. Oh boy, I'm gonna leave my house for the next few days. Criminals know that you're not home. Newspapers are piling up. Only hackers can type this.
I'm building my skin right now.
A teen worker in America who had just gotten hired at a grocery store had very nefarious intentions. He started to put needles into food because he wanted to cook it. For the few days that he worked there, he went all around the store putting needles into all kinds of random food items. Swallowing a sewing needle is extremely dangerous. If it doesn't cut your throat on the way down, it might cut your insides on the way out. They're so tiny, which makes them very hard to locate inside food. After a few days, the store manager found out what was going on and fired the kid. Almost all the food in the store had been contaminated
So this guy was kind of
Facts.
different. He went into like this abandoned ward. Yeah. It was dark, super dark, and I think there was like drawers or hatches, right? That you could open. It's like lockers. Everyone in the town was like, yo, might as well just open one, right? Yeah, bodies! So he was going into one drawer. Oh, no body.
Went to 5 worst things Joe Swanson has done in Family Guy. At number 5, Joe was part of a secret organ harvesting group and took Cleveland's legs. Florida. At number 4, we have Joe racially profiling Cleveland. At number 3, Joe was a cyborg in an alternative reality and ended up on the wildfire.
10, 11.
At number 2, Joe hired some guys to rob Bonnie on Tuesdays and save her and be a hero. At number 1,
Should be high enough for the legs.
I say I smell alcohol on Sounds like Lois Griffin can count on your vote. 5 worst things Joe Swanson has done in Family Guy. At number 5, Joe was...
Pictures you're about to see were taken just seconds before the people in them lost their lives unexpectedly. Robert Alderwriter tried to jet ski over Niagara Falls to raise awareness of homelessness, but sadly his parachute never opened. Politician Randolph Daxler was taking a picture of his family when a gang member shot him and ended his life. You can see the misery in the picture. Pablo Cashin was a free runner known for his dangerous stunts, and after performing his stunt from the top of a 16-story building, he tragically fell from the stand. Seconds after this picture was taken, a man in a red car fell into the media and spotted. The father and son survived, but the photographer sadly didn't. This woman named Olesya took her picture at the edge of the cliff to celebrate, and above them, seconds later, she slipped, fell to her death. I thought maybe these pictures remind us how evil is going on. This guy's blind. Last week, the main suspect decided it would be a great idea to see what would happen. He broke his head and one of the tallest, fastest mountains in the entire world. He did. Mountain. The mountain reaches a height of 410 feet and reaches water speeds up to 125 miles per hour. One of the most popular landmarks and tourist attractions in the country. However, it also pumps out about 500 liters of extremely heavy, extremely fast-moving water every second. There are obviously several barriers around the mountain that block people from getting to close. This withstand, though, apparently just did not care. He decided to sneak past all the security and the barriers and literally just sticking his head in the mountain. Luckily, the force of the water was too strong, so the meter took him backwards and he had to decide to really hurt himself. But this man, for some reason, just still wasn't satisfied. He tried to throw his entire body out of the mountain. Incredibly, he gets knocked out of several feet in the air before landing hard onto the ground and severely hurting himself. Police officers soon rushed to the scene and took him into the hospital where he's currently recovering. It's unknown whether he will prove any punishment after that. What's going on? This guy is blind. Last week, the main suspect decided it would be a great idea to see what would happen. He poked his head into one of the tallest and fastest mountains in the entire world.
You have 1 minute. Don't use the letter D in this conversation, and I'll give you $20. Okay? Okay. How old are you? After 17 and over after. Oh, no, wait. You have 1 minute. Don't use the letter D in this conversation, and I'll give you $20. Okay. Where are we right now? In school. Okay, okay. Where do you work at? I don't work. What's your favorite food? I don't know. What's your major? I don't know. What's your name? William. How old are you? I don't know. Do you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend? No. What high school did you go to? I don't know. What do you know about any team? What's your favorite color? Pink. What's your favorite sport? Okay. What's your favorite movie? I don't know. Okay, well that's 1 minute. Okay. You did it. If you already follow me, I'll give you $20. Okay, that's fine. Alright, well here's the $20 then.
Family Guy made fun of the Cleveland show. At number 5, Quagmire made fun of the show getting canceled. You know what it showed? At number 4, we have Scooby calling out the show. At number 3, during the crossover episode where Peter mentions they had to carry other shows since.
You like that other guy? Fly?
Showing Cleveland unable to fly on his own. At number 2, we have Death Coming to End Cleveland Show.
What are you doing here?
You're for your At number 1, we have Cleveland crying while eating a pie. Five-times Family Guy based on the Newsroom Show. At number 5, Quagmire.
When you're on a plane, suppose that the pilot is doing his job properly. I'm sure the passengers of Aeroflot 593 thought the same thing. So you can imagine the horror they must have felt as their plane started on nosedive towards the ground. Apparently, one of the pilots had brought his kids to work with him. They were sitting in the control seats. At the time, the plane was on autopilot, but somehow one of the kids disabled this and then yanked the control wheel to the side. By the time the pilots realized what was happening, it was already too late. They tried for a few minutes to level the plane, but nothing they did worked. So they told all the passengers to brace for impact, but they knew they weren't going to survive the crash. All 75 souls on board ended up passing on that day in 1994. And here is the audio from the cockpit at the moment of the impact.
This woman was arrested and admitted to letting her ex-boyfriend R-word her 12-year-old daughter. Oh, and he also got her pregnant. A girl who was only 12 years old. And that's pretty goddamn bad. But the story just gets more and more f***ed up the more I looked into it. When the mom and her boyfriend broke up, she was completely fine with this grown adult man living with her 12-year-old daughter in their own place as a couple, even though the girl had no say in this. And when he got the girl pregnant, she was so happy and supportive that she even threw them a baby shower. And the rest of the daughter's family was extremely supportive and gave this man their blessing. The man didn't actually get arrested until they went to the hospital for when the girl was giving labor. Once the hospital staff that this 24-year-old grown man got a 12-year-old pregnant, they did not hesitate to call the cops on this motherfucker. This woman was arrested and admitted to letting her days like this that alienate people from politics and make them feel like government has to come before. This is independent.
That's genuinely such a smart tactic. Imagine what during the Holocaust, Nazis wanted to start rounding up Italian Jews and deporting them to concentration camps. However, when some local Italian doctors heard about this, they learned that they had to do something. So these doctors, Giovanni Bonomo, Vittorio Fantozzi, Renato Agostini, looked at a nearby hospital that also functioned as a stadium, which is maybe fast, but it's time to make up an alien disease that they called syndrome K. Whenever someone Jewish needs them for help, these doctors simply just diagnose them with the syndrome and place them inside a quarantine room that was separate from all the other access situations. And so the doctors claimed that syndrome K was extremely deadly and contagious and a severe disease that would result in death. When Nazi soldiers came to search the hospital, they didn't even dare come close to the syndrome K wards. However, this situation was insanely suspect. There were still Nazi soldiers always randomly poking about, and they would discover at any moment that the whole syndrome K thing was a scam and that everyone at the hospital exited. Extremely lucky though, the soldiers never did end up learning the truth. In the end, the Nazis actually saved the lives of anywhere between 25 and 100 people. It was genuinely such a smart tactic. 1943, during the Holocaust, Nazis wanted to begin to start rounding.
This mom got a call that her little boy woke up after being in a coma for 16 days. This was the moment they seen each other for the first time. An incredible moment of these two being so happy to finally meet.
This is what movies look like before adding special effects. In Alice in Wonderland, when she was walking with the two egg people, this is how it actually looked before any special effects were added. Moving on, this is how they filmed the monster scene in Love and Monsters, a mixture of fires and practical effects. And even the dogs did a great job acting. Before the Megalodon in this movie, he actually created a giant robotic shark to drop on this boat. Guardians Rocket is CGI, but Warner captured the raccoon movements. Director James Gunn made his brother accident. The home first sword fight in the first Avengers is an iconic scene, but when they were filming it, it didn't look as cool. Here's what it looked like behind the scenes. Moving on, this is how stop motion animated movies are made, and this will blow your mind. Create just 1 minute of the movie, it takes about 3 weeks of filming. This is what movies look like before adding special effects. In Alice in Wonderland, when she was walking with the two egg people, this is how it actually looked.
Iconic visual internet design, so good for the anti-movie. Original internet monsters, enriched with minerals,
I'd say this is coming along well, actually.
This stupid judge just give you an extra year to smart you up. Promise me you're not going to feel at all sorry for this guy. This guy's name is Levi Charles Reardon. He was wanted by the police in this case. Dickhead just decided to permanently move on to another course, and the cops can't do anything about it. This homeless guy showed up out of nowhere and decided he was going to live here. When he would leave, the homeowner called the cops, and the normal person would give the cops paid their visit time. Well, only 2 hours later, he was back. He wasn't considered an immediate danger, so the police didn't arrest him. But this guy kept coming back, and he started to write off the look of the wall to Sharpie. The fuckers literally won his territory. The homeowner kept calling the cops and telling them to take this guy away. But it's being more insane. Come take the guy away and let him go. The guy just shows up back here. Then the homeowner went to the news. And this story actually ended up going pretty viral. So I think it's just a matter of time before the cops get this guy out of here permanently just to save face. This is a pretty unfortunate situation. But if there was worse, scientists predicted that many internet users will all have mutilated heads in the future, and as their heads will bend. However, this is no longer a prediction. It is now happening across the world. People were terrified when Twitch streamer Curtis had shaved his head for charity. Curtis was terrified to see the start of a death. Oh, but there's more. It didn't just stop there. This prompted other users to shave their heads and post their shaved heads to speak up about it. Streamer Tim the Tatman posted a terrifying photo of what his head has turned into. My head? No! Many people are now opting out of using headsets to avoid this, but it might be too late for them. The scientists' prediction also talked about gamers' bellies as well as the hand shape. So, what do you think? No, check it out, man! Did you know how it's done yet? Right, let me show you. Come here. What's your name? Alright, good. I'm gonna make this finish line before your eyes. Ready? Watch. Alright, we have to concentrate. Try waving your hand over the corner. Now look. Harder. Don't spin. Alright, good. Go on, guys. Clap for Aaron. Clap for Aaron. Hey, look, that guy's not copying good. Go and punch him in the face. No, Aaron, hey. Aaron, do not hit people with your fists, okay? You hurt yourself. Use this. It's crazy, kid. Check it out, man. Did you know how it's done, kid? Right, let me show you. Come here. What's your name? Alright, buddy. I'm gonna make this finish line before your eyes. Ready? Watch. Alright, you have to concentrate.
Walker's little daughter named Bella was in the hospital. She set up her camera to start dancing in a video right in front of her, to raise her spirits and maybe more fun on this business. At first, Bella was looking at her like she was weird, wondering what she was doing, until she suddenly joined in, doing the possible. Walker's little daughter named Bella was in the hospital. She set up her camera to start dancing in a video right in front of her, to raise her spirits and maybe more fun on this business. At first, Bella was looking at her like
Beth's body had a strong gravitational pull toward water, so strong she could locate underground streams that were often higher by far. And she had a 98% success rate, finding hundreds of water holes many of which were over 200 feet under the ground, making her a professional water dowser. Scientists couldn't figure it out. They assumed her body cells were unusually sensitive to chemical changes in Earth, but many years later they figured out why. But Catherine wasn't the only one. There have been hundreds of people that have had this hidden power, some of which use tools to help locate the source. Turns out if you dig deep enough anywhere in the areas that dowsers will work, you can eventually end up eating water anyway, because it was literally everything. But even today, people still didn't have the ability to locate underground water using these methods. She had a superpower that allowed her to locate underground water and save hundreds of farms. In the 50s, Catherine Beth's body had a strong gravitational pull toward water, so strong.
Been for an hour. I don't know what this phantom's doing. I'm just gonna sleep so I can get rid of these phantoms. Fucking hate phantoms. They should be dead now. Yep.
Question for my YouTube channel. Don't stop. I'm gonna be flashing this stuff. Remember, like, you all. Number one, none of the actors with each other as they were both their lives separately. And John Lithgow was the and that they never got to meet the other actors. All-Star by Smash Bros. Supposed to be a placeholder in the game, but that's not it. Loved it so much that Smash Bros. More people who are having the worst loss in his way to the person sitting in the seat in front of them. There are more people who are having the worst data. This faucet is way too close to the sea. The person sitting in the seat in front of them wouldn't put their hair on this flight. A bird flying by went to the bathroom with the open mouth piece of this man's coffee. Someone took a bite of a coaster thinking that it was a cracker. This creature accidentally trapped himself in a room. This person had to call AAA twice because the first AAA walked his ball. A packet of sweet and sour sauce exploded in this person's bag and totally ruined their AirPods. This person woke up to their entire car covered in post-it notes and soaked in the ground. This person ordered a door that was the wrong size. And this was a sweaty weight that she wore every day for 22 years while she was dying. These are more people who are having the worst day today. This faucet is
What's up, people? You know me, Massachusetts. If you don't know me, you might know.
Alright, I got 6 tries to make all 6 shots. Let's go. I'll give 12 flat faces to make it. Drink a record.
I gotta do the headset as well.
Oh no, can you play my first?
This doggy had a little trouble on his first day of daycare. He didn't have any friends yet, and he noticed he was a lot smaller than most of the other doggies. So he was kind of alone, but he just needed a little encouragement. And that helped him gather up the courage to go talk to the other doggies. He didn't give up, and he kept trying to make friends. He did way better than the other doggy that did forever ago. I love dogs. This doggy had a little trouble on his first day of daycare.
People who survived the impossible. On April 5th, 2015, Victoria Celios went parachute. She had gone many times before, so she had lots of experience. But her husband, Emil, sabotaged her parachute without her knowing. She fell 4,000 feet before hitting the ground going 60 miles per hour. In most cases, that would be fatal, but luckily, she hit a soft part of the field that had just been plowed. So she ended up surviving, but was badly injured. The police later found out that her husband was seeing 2 other ladies, and she had promised one of them that he would leave his wife and take her life insurance money for the 2 of them after her death. They also found out that he had tried to murder her a week before they went parachuting as well. He opened the gas valve in the kitchen while she was sleeping, then went to his ex-wife's house to sleep. Luckily, she woke up and smelled the gas in time to prevent anything bad from happening. Her husband, Emil, was then sentenced to life in prison. People who survived the impossible. On April 5th, 2015,
Why does it hurt when you bite your tongue by accident, but it doesn't hurt when you bite your tongue on purpose? Why are you biting your tongue right now? Why does it hurt when you bite your tongue by accident, but it doesn't hurt when you bite your tongue on purpose? Why are you biting your tongue right now? Why does it hurt when you bite your tongue by accident, but it doesn't hurt when you bite your tongue on purpose? Why are you biting your...
The 5 funniest military moments in Family Guy. At number 5, we have Stewie fitting the requirements to join the Royal Air Force.
I have a British accent. I'm possibly homosexual. I never brush my teeth. Bombs away!
At number 4, we have the military beaming a laser at Joe for being too curious.
He was asking too many questions.
At number 3, Quagmire met his dad's Navy crew members.
Can't tell you how many loads your dad took when I served him.
At number 2, we have Lois donating a cup of coffee to a soldier overseas.
What?
At number 1, we saw Joe and Peter fighting in the Vietnam War.
Leave me here!
Alright.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
At number 5,
They're actually
fitting the
8 by 8,
requirements to join
not
the Royal
even
Air Force.
I have a
a
British
meaning to.
accent. I'm possibly homosexual. I never brush...
During World War II, this young man decided to join the war efforts and go overseas. He wasn't going to kill anyone. All he wanted to do was save me. Desmond Doss was a devout Christian, and he didn't believe in taking life and wouldn't even touch a gun. And because of this, his own platoon beat him up and ridiculed him multiple times because they didn't think he had their back in battle. He almost got dishonorable discharge because he wouldn't go against his beliefs, but he ended up staying in the army. During battle, American soldiers were getting shot and bleeding out. Desmond Doss was in the battlefield dodging bullets, snipers, attack helicopters, and grenades. With his own 2 hands, he brought 75 wounded soldiers back to camp, all of whom ended up surviving and returned home to their families. Desmond Doss ended up getting the Medal of Honor for his actions, which is the highest military award anyone can get. His story ended up getting made into a movie with Andrew Garfield playing him, and if you've seen Hacksaw Ridge, you know it is awesome. And thank you to Mountain Likes Coffee for this video idea. During World War II, this young man decided to join the war efforts and go overseas. He wasn't going to kill anyone. All he wanted to do was...
When you flip a coin, most people think the odds are 50-50, which is why we use them to make decisions. But what if I told you that the odds might not be as even as you think?
No,
A
welcome.
study by Stanford researchers found that if a coin is spun and caught, the odds are closer to 51.
Yeah, that looks good.
This is
I
because
like that.
most coins are 1% more likely to land on the side that they started. When you flip a coin, most people think the
That was nice. I'm just gonna do it for Taylor and Riley skins now.
Sign this kid baby for $5 million or reject the offer. The last one will shock you. Get the cure for cancer or have an unlimited V-Bucks. Comment the name of your favorite TV show or never watch TV shows. Meet Tom Holland, TV
Tifu just retired, and people just don't understand it. So yesterday, Tifu posted a video announcing that after 8 long years, he's gonna retire from gaming, and he doesn't know if he's gonna come back.
It's been a long journey, man. I feel like my childhood is my adulthood kind of swept away.
And a good amount of people just don't understand what it's like. They're saying that streaming 8 hours a day consistently is way easier than working a 9 to 5, and I understand that, but at the same time, you can't compare the struggles. This is Tifu's job, and if you think about it, he was basically working a 9 to 5 himself. Imagine you don't want to be at work and you're miserable there, but 10,000 or even more people are watching your every move. And you have to be fun and entertaining to watch at the same time. Tifu just retired, and people just don't understand it. So yesterday, Tifu posted a video announcing that after 8 long years, he's gonna retire from gaming, and he doesn't know if he's gonna come back.
It's been a long journey, man. I feel like my childhood, even with my adulthood, kind of swept away.
And a good amount of people.
Cell, 111, tornado, earthquake, bomb shelter. Our teachers want you to leave class during a fire. Trade offer. I received 7 hours of useless information and terror. You receive depression when I'm in school versus when I immediately leave. Tell me why this happened to me with my elementary and high schools. School playground equipment in the year 1900. Apparently in 1900s, Elizabeth Strong survived.
This is a self-cleaning public restroom, and I flew to Paris to finally find out what actually happens during the self-cleaning process and how it works. Surprising. I soon noticed after arriving that every single use, the bathroom goes out of order for almost 5 minutes for an apparent complete thorough cleaning. Which is nice if it's super clean, as public restrooms in LA are absolutely horrifying, but the downside is a 5-person line can sometimes take up to an hour. But if you know what cleaning actually goes on in there, as if you try to stay to see, it never activates. There are 400 of these in Paris, so I biked the one most remote, so nobody would be waiting or around. The plan was to set up the Insta360, and then when I leave, the cleaning cycle should initiate. I was nervous because these often suddenly go out of order where the door is locked and there's no way in until staff come. Set it up, left, and the door closed. I started panicking as nothing happened for a few seconds, but then suddenly the toilet started folding away. It then intensely pressure washed it and dried it. There was then a big focus on the floor as water was pushed multiple times across it with intensity. I guess this accounts for if someone misses the target. Finally, the toilet unfolded back out and the door opened. This is a self-cleaning public restroom, and I flew to Paris to finally...
Maybe I'll leave the chapel pattern. Although I don't want to shirt and
This was the moment she had to say goodbye to one of her patients she was closest to. Unfortunately, the woman she took care of passed away just 2 weeks later. She said, "This wasn't meant to be a forever goodbye, but I'm grateful this moment was filmed." On her last day at her job taking care of the elderly, this was the moment she had to say goodbye to one of her patients she was closest to.
The 5 funniest talking fruit moments in Family Guy. At number 5, we have Peter in a past life as a strawberry and met a worm.
He was my neighbor, and he violated me.
At number 4, we have the lemon who managed to outsmart Chris.
Lemons are not children.
At number 3, we have the squash reassuring his son that they won't get picked for Halloween.
How about on Thanksgiving? You know what? Just enjoy the fun.
At number 2, we saw Peaches and Cream, where Cream got a bit too excited.
Have it again.
Oh no. At number 1, we have Peter turning into a blueberry.
Are you sure you didn't eat anything in my factory?
No. The 5 funniest talking fruit moments in Family Guy. At number 5, we have Peter in a past life as a strawberry and met a worm.
He was my neighbor, and he violated me.
At number 4.
Have you ever seen this Easter egg? Okay, even back in season 1, it was
Yeah,
on
that's good.
a map near Lonely Lost, and it was a bunch of cars created to look like a mech or transformer. No one knows why Epic added it, but the fans on Reddit ended up loving it, and they ended up naming it Truckosaurus. Throughout most of Chapter 1, it remained untouched, but ended up getting a futuristic makeover in season 9. But when we went to Chapter 2, it was nowhere to be found, and people thought it was gone. At least that's what we thought, until people found it buried under the water near Dirty Ducks. And then in Chapter 3,